In this problem, we're going to walk through exercise 5-12. And so go ahead and pause the video and read this information so that you can see what's presented to us, and then come back and we'll get to it. So in this case, we have accounts receivable 110,000 and we have an allowance for uncollectible accounts of 4,000 debit balance. I'm just actually going to go ahead and start. I'm going to zoom out a little bit and start by creating a T account over here for the allowance for uncollectible accounts so that we can have the visual to help us. So I'll make this. Okay, so right now this has a debit balance of $4,000. And that's important because this is a contra asset account. So the normal balance is a credit balance. So the fact that it's sitting over here right now means that when we update the final balance, we're going to have to credit it for that number plus 4,000. So you'll see that take place. So now we can just go ahead and start calculating the percent uncollectible. So we'll just multiply accounts receivable times the percent uncollectible. And then once you fill that in once, you can hold shift and arrow down and then command D or control D to copy that formula down. So we've just now done the multiplication of each balance times the percentage. And then here at the bottom, we'll do a sum. So we're estimating 19,020 will not be collected. And so that is what we want our allowance for uncollectible accounts to be. That's what we want the bottom number adjusted balance to equal. So I'm going to go ahead and plug that in over here on the bottom. This is our ending balance. And so now when we're trying to figure out what bad debt expense is, we really need to be solving for this number, what it is that we would need to credit this for. And so to calculate that, we'll say equals the 19,200 plus our 4,000. And so we need to credit this for 23,200. So right here where it's asking us what the bad debt expense would be, that is the 23,200. And that's because the journal entry for this would be bad debt expense and allowance for doubtful accounts or uncollectible accounts for the 23,200. And so here we see that aligns, that the bad debt expense is 23,200. The second question is, what is our balance that we're reporting on the balance sheet? And that's our end balance of 19,200. So we'll cell reference this. And then the last part of the question is, what is our net accounts receivable that we're reporting on the balance sheet? And that is the total accounts receivable minus this allowance for uncollectible accounts. And so 90,800 is the net accounts receivable.